everybody. We're here at Papa's Cat Cafe again today, ready to do a live stream. Today's live stream is going to be really fun. It's going to be a science-based live stream and a plant study. So if you have kids at home, this would be a great time to pull the kids up to the computer or to the phone and have a science lesson today. And while I do some introductory conversation, it would be a good time if you do have kids who are going to participate, maybe they could go get a piece of paper and a pencil and they can participate with us. They can do some note-taking and some drawing and some labeling of parts, because this is going to be all about the catnip plant today. And we've got Sylvie already back here. Maybe I can pull Sylvie up. We have, by the way, if you've been watching our live streams, you'll notice that there have been a few occasions where there's been a stinky friend in my face. We determined last night at our Zoom book club here at the cafe that Sylvie is the cat that's been passing gas in my face lately, which is unfortunate because look at how sweet this baby is. I'll get closer. Look at how sweet this baby is. Yeah. You can hear her purr. His purr? No, look at that. Yeah. Sylvie's got gas. Sylvie probably just needs to be put on a different food, which is hard to do here. It's really hard to switch food between cats. So we'll just have to deal with his gas until he gets adopted and gets put on a different food. Yeah, so this is Sylvie. And while you guys are getting your kids wrangled together for a fun science lesson, and while you're getting maybe pencil and paper for this science lesson, you could get crayons out so you can color along. We just want to remind you guys that we are still doing adoptions. We are closed to customers, but we are still doing adoptions, and BCAC has found a way to make it completely contactless. It's all digital, and literally they hand you a carrier and you've got a cat. Oh, they're getting feisty back there. So yeah, if you're seeing any of the cats in this video that you like, make sure when you fill out the adoption survey, you mention the cat and that you saw them in the live stream, and that will expedite the process because they will know that you've at least seen the personality of the cat. So BCAC's website or our website to get your cat adoptions. This is a great time to bring a furry friend into your family. Also, we want to remind you that if you've been watching our live streams, that you might just consider making a small donation. So far, we've been able to keep our lights on and pay our rent. Donations have been a little bit slow this week. There are a couple of you though who made some really great donations, and we are so appreciative. And we also know that this is a hard time for everybody. So if your income's secure, if you're one of the fortunate people who's kept both incomes, you might just consider doing that for us and maybe some other businesses in town that you normally support. Donate the amount that you would have normally spent if you were in their establishment, like a restaurant, for example. So anyway, okay, hopefully you've got the kids all gathered up. I do want to take a moment to introduce my daughter here. She's going to be the camera guard. You'll notice if you've been watching us regularly, come here, Stella. If you've been watching us regularly, it's just been a comedy of errors with the camera getting knocked down. So she's my camera guard today, and do you think we can do it? Fingers crossed, no knockdown cameras today? Are you going to be able to do it? You think? Today is Spirit Day. Again, it's Spirit Week in Columbia Public Schools at Hickman. It's Throwback Thursday, so I've got my tie-dye going on. My students tend to think I'm a little bit of a hippie. Do you know what a hippie is, Stella?
A slow-talking, weird kind.
Maybe some hippies. That could be a definition. By the way, I did say that I wanted to keep up the tradition of wearing a Hickman shirt every day. I am still doing it, even though I've got tie-dye on. This shirt I made when I was a student at Hickman in Mr. Greg Gunn's chemistry class. So it's about as authentic Cupid as you get. I made this shirt in high school. Isn't that fun? Yeah. And Stella, she's dressed up for Grant Elementary. Take a step back so they can see your full outfit, lady. Who are you dressed up as?
My Coach Wagner.
Coach Wagner. Grant Elementary All-Stars. Any Grant All-Stars out there? Today's Spirit Day is to dress up like the PE coach, Grant, Miss Wagner. And so you'll notice she's got a leotard on, and apparently Coach Wagner always wears a jacket wrapped around her waist. Stella also said she wears dangly earrings. She's got blonde hair. Anyway, we love you, Coach Wagner. Wave to Coach Wagner. She might be watching. Okay, so Spirit Week. Anybody else out there? If you're a CPS student, drop us a line. Where do you go to school? If you have a photo of you in Spirit gear, maybe put it in the comments. Okay, camera guard, you're officially on duty. Take your role very seriously. Maybe we will not have any knockdown cameras today. Okay, we're going to learn about the catnip plant, and this will be not only educational but fun because we have a lot of catnip, and I'll tell you a pretty humorous story about how we got that catnip in a little bit. Firstly, we want to make sure that you guys see what the catnip plant looks like. And so we've got a picture here, but I've also got one that I can bring in closer. So if you are at home with a little child, a kiddo who wants to follow along, you might just pause the video just for a second right here. So maybe you guys can do a rough sketch of this on your paper. If I were drawing this at home with my child, I might draw maybe a line here, and then I don't want to give away the parts yet because we're going to get to them. Or you could draw them as we go, as we start to label the actual plant itself. So that is what the catnip plant looks like, and it's very easy to grow, and I'll show you some seeds. Yeah, you might pause again. We're going to label the parts of this catnip plant. Whoops, sorry, baby. Okay, so this is a picture in color of the catnip plant. You can find these seeds most anywhere. I think I ordered these offline, but I've seen them at Home Depot. I've seen them at other garden stores. It's a very hardy plant. It's very easy to grow, and it's related to the mint family. It is a cousin to the mint plant. And so if you were looking at this and you thought, gosh, that looks like a mint leaf. Yes, it does look like a mint leaf. And for kiddos out there, anybody watching, mint is a very good seasoning that we put in all kinds of foods. It's often put in drinks. It's a seasoning for gum and other things that you're probably familiar with. And you probably didn't know, but the mint plant, just like the catnip plant, can grow flowers. Do you see that? I'm going to zoom in really close on it. There we go. Oh, still, don't lean on that, baby. It'll rock the camera. Okay, so that's the catnip plant, and you can find these seeds in a variety of places. You can grow your own little pot of catnip, and the cats will go bonkers for it. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to label the parts of a catnip plant. You'll notice that right here I have a word bank. These are the different parts of the plant. We're going to see if we can identify where it goes. So we have the bud, the node, branch, flower, stem, leaf, and the terminal bud. So we're going to see if you guys can identify the parts. And I'm actually going to move this table right here. So there's some kitties that want to join us. They can hop up there and you can see them. Okay, so let's start at maybe the tippy top. Which part of the plant do you think is right up here at the tippy top? And I can show you again on the paper. Whop, that's what it looks like. Any guesses? Put it in the comments if you have a guess of what part of the plant that is. Any guesses? Okay, you can draw along with me at home. This part right here is called the terminal bud. The terminal bud. It's like the part of the plant that's going to keep growing up and up and up. And a bud is where the growth starts. It's where it pops. Oh, you have to get that cat off there. She's going to like bop it all over the place. Yeah, no cats on that cat tree. Camera watcher, you got it? Okay. So terminal bud is this little part right up here. That bud that's just going to keep going and going and going. Okay, let's look at some other parts of this plant. Let's see, moving on down a little bit. What do you think that these guys are right here? I'll get close with the picture again. What do you think those guys are right there? Any guesses, Stella?
Buds?
That guy right there.
Huh?
You see it?
Mama, I think it's the flower.
Yes, very good. So this part right here is the flower. And anybody out there know what the purpose of the flower is? Do you know, Stella? What happens with that flower and the parts inside of it? Mm-hmm.
The flower makes catnip?
Well, it does. It has the parts in there to reproduce to make more catnip plants, right? If you guys have done any plant study, you'll know that there's the reproductive parts in the plant in the flower, so it can spread and make more catnip plants. Okay? So let's take a look at, let's do this very bottom part. What do you think this bottom part is here, Stella? We're talking about this part right here. What do you think it was?
Stem.
Stem, very good.
Your tongue tickles.
Who's licking you?
Sylvie.
Sylvie. Again, we've talked about Sylvie every day. That cat needs to go. That cat's a sweetie. Okay, the stem. And that's the hardy part on that catnip plant that serves as the structure, the structure all the way up to the tippy top, keeps that plant strong and vertical. Okay. Let's talk about this part right here. Any guesses on what that part is? And I'll zoom in really close here. I'm talking about, my hands are getting dizzy looking at the camera. I'm talking about that part right there. Do you know what that is, Stell? It connects right there.
Yeah, I see the shadow.
That would be the branch. It's the branch that holds the flower. That makes sense, right? Like if you think of a tree has branches. So do plants that look like this. Okay, very good. Let's talk about this part right here where all the branches come together. Do you see that part right here? Any ideas about what that part is where all the branches come together? Ooh, it's hard to circle backwards. Do you know what that's called, Stell? No?
No.
Does anybody out there know? If you do, message it in the comments.
Node.
Yes, very good. That is the node. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 branches coming out the node, and then you also have a stem.
Look.
Yes, we've got a cat on our viewing window here. I don't want to move the camera because it's kind of precarious today, but okay, very good, everybody. So let's talk about the next part. Okay, deep down, right in here. And I'll draw a little arrow. See if I can point it out to you here. It's right in here. There are these little round things that look like seeds. What are those called?
Buds.
Buds. Very good. It is the bud. Little seeds. Very good. Okay, we have one part left to identify. One part. Can you guess what it is, Stell? What have we not identified on this plant?
Tone.
What?
Tone.
Turn? Oh, you're talking about the terminal bud? Yeah, that's the one that's way up here at the tip top.
Leaf.
Leaf, right. Can you point out on here with your finger, where's a leaf? Can you do that for me, Stell? Where's a leaf? Point it out for people. Very good, very good. Okay, so let's draw a little arrow here, leaf. So now we know all of the parts of the catnip plant. Let me go around the back again. Got an interesting setup today. So at the tip top we have the terminal bud, and that connects all the way down this stem. And then branching off each of the stems are branches. And then on top of those branches are buds and flowers and leaves. Yes, Stella?
You said branching, so just take away the "in."
You're right. That was the suffix. She's learning word parts. She was telling me branch and branching are related. Right. Branching is like the verb, and branch is the noun. Right. And so then, let's see. I think we've talked about all the parts then. We've reviewed them all. So that's what that plant looks like. And I'll zoom in one more time. So if at home, you guys want to hit pause again and take a moment to maybe draw it later even, and then you guys could try labeling them again at your own and coloring. We do this activity in our Cat Academy. Once a month we do Cat Academy where there's some sort of educational lesson and then a craft and a book. This has been our activity in April because it's the perfect time to plant. And so we did last year do this activity in April, and then they could plant the seeds. They went home, all the little kids went home with a little pot with soil and some seeds in there so they could grow their own catnip plants, either for their friends or their own cats or a family member's cat. Funny enough, last year it just so happened that Cat Academy where we were talking about catnip fell on April 20th. Did not plan that. It's always the third Sunday of the month. It just so happened to be April 20th. The adults who are watching probably find that funny. And now that I'm noticing I'm wearing tie-dye as I talk about catnip, also probably funny to the adults watching. Kids have no idea what we're talking about. Okay, so the anatomy of the catnip plant. Now we're going to talk about some of the benefits. I guess what I could do though before we do that, do you guys want to see what it looks like? Okay, let's talk about what it looks like when it's dried up. I've got some buds and some leaves here. And let me tell you about how we got these buds and leaves. And they're in these cool little canisters. Look at that. Let me go over here. That is a canister of leaves. And this is a canister of buds. And I'll actually open it up and let you see what it looks like. And then I've got a funny story about what happened when it showed up. It kind of relates to what I was talking about earlier with how the Cat Academy last year was on April 20th and my wearing a tie-dye being kind of funny right now. So these are the leaves, guys. Look at this. So this would be, are you okay, Stella? Can you go ask your aunt for help, okay? Okay, so this is a stem or a branch. And then you'll notice that there are leaves right there. Again, more leaves. This is a dried out cat plant. So this would have been fresh, but when it gets dry, it's nice and crumbly like this. And you know what I'll probably do? So I'll let you take a really close look at this again. At home, you might make some observations. What do you notice about the leaves and the stem of this catnip plant? If you need to pause the video, you can, so that you can make accurate observations. You might think about, what color is the catnip plant? Does it seem big or small? You might consider when it's dry, do you hear that? What sound does it make? It's kind of crackly, right? Do you think it's crackly when it's on the plant itself and fresh? Do you think that the color is different when it's on the plant and fresh? Make some observations with your family. Again, if you need to pause the video so you can have good conversation, do so. And then what I'm gonna do is have fun. And, and then I'll have to help my cat wrangler at the end. Here's what I'm gonna do. This is always really, really fun. And Elise, when she was doing her Pilates the other day, she got to witness me being a little bit crazy. So look what I did, I just crumbled it. Now look at it. It's this fun little powder, right? And then I'm gonna make the cats go crazy. You ready? This is the funnest part. You probably can't see it falling, but it went everywhere. It's like snow. I'm gonna lift it up, get some catnip right here. It's fun. It's like snowing catnip leaves. I smell my hands. I wish you could smell this at home. Maybe if you have catnip, you can get it out. Thinking of your 5 senses, right? Sight, smell, taste, touch, and sight, smell, taste, touch, and what's the 5th sense I'm forgetting? What am I missing? Mention it. Can you think of it? What's the sense? Hearing. Thank you, Stella. She says I was missing hearing. There we go. We addressed it. I can deal with smell. It doesn't have a very strong smell to me, but you know who it does have a big, strong smell for? The cats. The cats. Okay, so let's look at the buds now, if we could. Let's look at the buds. These, you'll notice when I pull them out, are really unique looking compared to what we were just looking at. You see this? This would be where you have a branch, and then you'll see some leaves, and then you see the yellow right there? That's where the flower would be. Can you see that? Oops, I'm getting really close, and hold still so it focuses for you. That's where the flower would be. And then you see these round little parts by the flower? We've got the buds in there. They're the green round parts just underneath that flower. It's kind of hard to see exactly. Right. So take a moment, pause the video if you need, make some observations. What do you notice about the color of the flowers and the buds? What do you notice about the shape of the flowers and the buds. And again, these are dried out. These flowers would have been very, very pretty on the actual plant itself. Give me 1 second, guys, if you could. Okay, here we go. It's still crumbly. You hear that? Still crumbly, but it's just a different part of the plant, right? See, oh, the cats are starting to go crazy. Let's see if we can get some of the cats to come up here. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna crumble. Who do we have up here right now? Ooh, it's gonna rain catnip on you. Is that Valraven? I just learned Valraven's story recently, and it's kind of a sweet story and a sad story all at once. So I hope to introduce Valraven to you all soon, so you guys can hear it. Try to make it so we can get more kitty cats up here. Yes. Okay. Kitty cats. Spread that catnip out. Okay, so that's what the leaves and the buds look like. And you're probably wondering why I have an entire bag of these little containers labeled leaves and buds. It's actually kind of a funny story. And maybe while kids are working on this part, getting it all finished up or coloring, I'll just tell you this funny story because it's one of my favorite stories from when we first opened. People are, oh man, I'm a mess. I'm clumsy. Okay. People are really generous when you open a cat cafe, which is nice. We got a lot of fun surprises in the mail. Some people mailed us like cat calendars and stickers. And there was one very generous person who mailed us a whole bunch of homegrown organic catnip that she had dried. And then she had put them in these little round containers. And then she also had a big bag. And one day they just showed up in the mail. It was the first week of us being in business. And so we're at the viewing window, that's right here. And there are the 4 bar stools, and it's just a good surface to open things up. And over here in the cat playroom, it was quite busy. We had a full room of customers. I think it was a Saturday maybe, but we were still busy in those early days. And so we have this box, and we cut it open, and we open it up, and we pull out this big clear plastic bag. It's square shaped, and it's just filled with loose catnip. Do you remember that box I had just the other day? When we were doing story time, that big box of catnip, that's still from when we opened in July 2 years ago. So we've almost been open for 2 years. A big bag of catnip, right? And we're holding it up and we're like, wow, that's a lot of catnip. And then we open up an additional bag. It's got all these little containers. And I remember we weren't thinking much of it, but we're like lifting this stuff up in front of the viewing window. What does this look like, adults? All these little pre-portioned containers of green crumbly leaves and buds, right? This giant bag of green crumbly leaves and buds. Yeah, and we're like, oh, we're really excited holding up in front of our customers, and then we realized, yeah, we probably should not have been doing that. We were like, we swear, it's catnip. That's not the business we're in. We promise it's catnip. It's for the, yeah. So anyway, thank you. It was Joyce who donated this to us, and we are very grateful. We're still using it regularly. Yeah, and we will always keep a few of these on hand because these make really great educational tools to be able to provide this close-up, there we go. To be able to provide this close-up view for students of the different parts of the anatomy. Yeah. So, there we go. And I actually dropped all of these containers on the ground. I would show you the picture. It's like, they're all over. So if you hear like batting around with these little plastic containers, it's because I'm a klutz. That's just kind of how I am. Aren't I, Stella? I'm a little bit clumsy. Okay, so let's do the bottom part of this lesson if we could. The bottom part is where we're going to mark in the impact or the effect of catnip. And you'll notice that on this chart, I've got it labeled in 2 different ways. The effect of catnip on cats, but also the effect of catnip on humans. And some of you watching might be saying to yourself, wait a minute, I just give catnip to my cats. Why would I want catnip? Well, humans can enjoy catnip. Just like you might put mint in your tea, you can put catnip in your tea. That's actually a great way to enjoy I'm just gonna be honest, I ain't never tried it. I'm not sure that I will. If any of you have tried it, or if any of you are brave enough, go try it. Come back to this video later, leave a comment, let us know what you thought. But you can. Catnip is not bad for humans. It's just not something that we ever hear about anybody ingesting. And it does have health benefits to humans just as it would to a cat. So let's make some notes here. I've got these little slips of paper I'll put it on this table here, where I've got some descriptors, and we're gonna try to figure out, when I pull out a descriptor, do we think it applies to cats or to humans? And if you have guesses, put them in the comments. I want this to be interactive, especially if there are little kiddos out there. Join in, okay? So let's see. Let's start with this one. Increases energy and playfulness, jumping and running. Seems pretty straightforward to me. Do you think that this is a benefit for cats or humans? Yeah, I think we all agree, right? Shout it out in the comments. It's a benefit to, of course, the cats. Makes our cats crazy. Not all cats, though, and we'll talk about that. Not all cats. Okay, let's do this one. Reduces fevers. Any guesses? A benefit to cats or humans? Humans. Dang. There we go. I thought we were gonna have our first day without the camera going flat. Nope. Hey Stella, I really do need your help. There we go. There we go. Hey Michelle, I can use your help. Okay. Stella decided she doesn't really want to be a camera person right now, which is fine. But we were hoping to have one day without the camera falling.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Okay, it was Pedro this time.
Shocker.
Yeah, shocker. I just want to point out that other businesses that do live streams, even if we had someone here to watch the camera, even when we have had someone, it's still a never-ending battle of fighting the cats off. So I hope you're not annoyed by this. I hope you're just seeing it as like comic relief, because there's only so much we can do about it. Oh my goodness. It's a good thing I don't have ego. Just roll with it. Okay, reducing fevers. Here we go. Just when I thought we were gonna go one full day. See if we can reduce it to just one time. Okay, fevers, humans. It reduces fevers in humans. Feel free to take a seat. You won't be in the camera if you sit there.
Oh, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
stand for a minute.
She's been in the back scrubbing poop off the walls in the litter room.
My job is so glamorous.
So she doesn't even want to be on camera because she's like, oh, yeah, sweaty and gross. Okay, let's do this one. Improves stomach digestion of food. Any ideas? Take a guess in the comments. Do you think that catnip is helpful for digestion in humans or cats? What do you think, Michelle?
Cats.
Humans.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Humans. If you're doing this at home with a kiddo, draw a little tea chart. Take some notes with us, or you can come back to it later and jot down some notes, and you could do this kind of predictive game with them later with a pre-recorded video. Okay. Can be harmful if pregnant. Any guesses out there? Put them in the comments. At home, are you making guesses? Harmful if pregnant. Do you have a guess?
Human.
It is true. If you're pregnant, don't put catnip in your tea. It induces labor.
Unless you want to do that.
Unless you want to do that. I suppose there are some women who could be like,
I'm done.
Seriously late and their due date's passed and you're like, please, I've done the walking, I've done the spicy foods, give me the catnip. Do not try that at home and say that I told you to do that. This is my legal.
Check with your doctor first.
Check with your doctor first. Do not rely on me for medical advice. But that's what the interweb says, is that it causes the uterine wall to start contracting. There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Most effective if added to drinks like tea. I kind of gave this one away, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one is it, everybody? Humans.
Although I guess it could work for cats too, technically.
Yeah, I suppose maybe if you like.
They eat it and they get really fun.
Yeah. But it's different than if it's in a. Well, okay, yeah. They wouldn't put it in tea.
Yeah.
Okay, this one. I'm looking at my cheat sheet, just make sure I don't do them wrong.
I would hope that's cats.
Causes drooling and increased licking.
I'd imagine you don't really apply that to humans.
You know,
hopefully.
to each their own, Michelle.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, this is cats. Cats. Increases drooling and licking. Okay. Let's do this one. Number 12. Increases cuddliness, rubbing, snuggling, rolling.
That could be both too.
I think,
It's cats.
yeah, it's cats. I mean, it would be certainly funny if it were human, right?
Can we
Here,
test this
honey,
theory?
I'm gonna
Here,
cuddle
Stella.
with you tonight. Have a little catnip tea.
Can we test this? Test it on Stella.
What's it called when you the foods that they think will make you like more have that romantic feeling?
Amorous.
What's that called?
Um,
Like snail. They say snails and spicy foods.
Aphrodisiac.
Aphrodisiac. Yeah. It could be. It could be for humans. Maybe we try it out at home. This is your homework, adults that are watching. Try out catnip in your tea and see if it's an aphrodisiac. And
or
then
if
come
it
back
makes
and
you increase licking, you know.
or yeah.
Exactly.
See if you give it to your child in tea. Whoop, you're failing at your job, Michelle. We're about to have knockover number 2. Okay. Yeah, see if your kid starts drooling on you. I don't know. Most effective if smelled or nibbled. What are you thinking? Leave a comment, guys. Yeah, cat. And different cats like to smell it. Different cats like to nibble it. That cat that is back there right now going crazy in the tunnel, that was the cat that was up on the table smelling it.
That's Upland.
That cat. Oh no,
That's Valraven.
Yeah, it was Valraven. Valraven is now going bananas. If we're observing these things, she is insanely energetic when she smells catnip.
You sniffed.
Whoa, did you see her jump? She went,
You just sniffed it. You just sniffed the catnip.
that's right. Okay. Wow. There
I'm
you
sure
go.
they can-
Science in action.
I wonder if they can hear Paisley purring.
Probably not from there, but they did. I did check the video yesterday when she purred and it did.
I don't know, she purrs pretty loud.
Okay. Reduces pain in sore muscles or bones.
I'm gonna have to try this.
What do you think?
I'm gonna have to
You
try
think it's
this.
human?
So human, yeah.
Yeah, it is humans. You'll have to give it a try.
Yeah.
I've got some seeds back here if you want to grow your own. Yeah, it's primo growing season. Especially
Nice.
as
Nice.
an empty pot. Okay. Double checking. Did I get that right? Yes. Yes, I did. Okay. Just double check my answers. Now we were talking about how many of these could be for both. Heals wounds faster.
I would think that could be for both too.
Yeah, it's said to be for humans. I guess, you know, I researched on a few different sources and it didn't say it didn't do that for cats, but it says it does do it for humans.
Make it into a poultice or drink it as a tea? Make it into a poultice or drink it as a tea?
Like tea bags, you could treat it like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Making sure I didn't mess one up. No, I don't think I have. Okay. Treats pain and headaches and migraines.
I'm gonna need that too.
I'm serious. Those of you who are watching, give it a try. I have never put catnip in my tea. It doesn't sound appealing to me. But, you know, who am I to judge? So give it a try and let us know.
Okay. I'll be a guinea pig.
Yeah, any of you out there, I would, seriously though, really, I would love it if you try it. Okay, here we go. Can be harmful if pregnant.
I already did that one.
We already did that one. It's because it's both.
Ah.
Yeah, you cannot give catnip to a pregnant cat. It will do the same thing. It will cause that cat to go into early labor. It will cause the uterus to start to get them babies out. Get them kittens out.
Cat mom probably doesn't mind either.
Okay. Then this one makes calm, sleepy, reduces stress.
Definitely not cats.
Yeah, that's the difference. This one says it can make you cuddly, it can make you snuggly, but it can also make you like Valraven. But for humans, it's not really gonna make you go crazy. You see all the cats that are sleeping right here. Let me zoom down in the cat beds.
It's not increasing their energy.
No, it's making them calm and relaxed and cuddly. Yep, calm and relaxed and cuddly. Very good. So that's what we've learned about catnip today. It's good for cats. It's good for humans. We now know the anatomy of the catnip plant. We now know the benefits to cats and humans. You've looked at the catnip plant up close and personal. You've seen leaves. You've seen buds. We've practiced the 5 senses with that catnip plant. And again, this is a great time to grow your own. Even if you don't have a cat, maybe you have a friend who has a cat. How cool would that gift be, right? Your friend would have the same reaction that we had when we got this giant bag in the mail. But you'll just have to make sure that your friend knows that this is catnip. I can't emphasize that enough. Okay, very good. So that's our live stream today, talking about all things catnip and crazy cats. Again, if you've enjoyed our live stream, you might consider making a donation. And equally important, are there any of these sweet babies that you want to adopt? Valraven is awesome. Valraven's been in our videos daily and it continues to go bananas. And sweet Paisley, look at her. This is shoulder thing. This is the one that was on my shoulders yesterday. She's making biscuits on Michelle. I bet it's less painful today because she got a nail trim yesterday, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
It's much better. Yeah. Oh, and look, Michelle's sporting Yellow Dog. Dogs and cats are friends. Hi, Yellow Dog people. Look at that cat. Oh my gosh. Paisley, somebody please adopt her. She's sweet. Okay, thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.